What's up, everyone, and welcome to Detox Proxy. I'm on another adventure for this weekend. I'm headed to a wreck site called Kenton wreck site. It's in between Kitwanga and Hazelton on the back roads, and I just basically came off of some paved road onto a dirt road that's kind of gotten a little muddy. And this site's probably about 20 minutes off the highway at least, so it's going to take me a little bit to get there. I am fully loaded up. I have the kayak on the roof. I've got all my bedding and all my fishing gear and everything. So there's a little lake there, and we are gonna get out on the lake and hopefully do some fishing. Well, this trail in is getting a lot more slick and muddy than I expected, that's for sure. Definitely had to slow down in some spots. Some of the corners are pretty sharp, and I mean, you can tell it's not maintained at all through here. I have made it to the wreck site, and believe it or not, I arrived and there's not a soul here again. The entire site is really well laid out. There's 6 sites here, and it's quite spacious. So the one sitting over next to the water here, and then there's this one sitting up here, which I was going to pull into this one, just figuring like if people are going to come for day use, they're going to be next to the water any which way. So maybe I'd leave that site open and kind of come here. But I'm thinking I'm going to head kind of more to where this all starts, and we'll do a quick walkthrough and review of the entire site first thing. Okay, so I'm going to kind of call this the beginning of the site, even though the signboard's a little bit further down and it's not really marked Keynton Lake, it's just British Columbia recreation site. But you can kind of tell there's a little walking trail through here, and there's a bunch of cut wood back there. So, I mean, people have been trampling through there enough to at least make a trail. And the first campsite's over here on the right hand side. So you can see this is quite a private spot if you didn't want to really be next to anyone. I mean, the next site is just right over there, but it's a little bit treed in. And then right across from it is the first outhouse. So here's the next site, again over on the right hand side, and it's very treed in as well. This one actually has more of an actual fire pit with the grill on top, and then another picnic table. The ground's, it's definitely rock through here, but it might be a little bit softer to get pegs in, and lots of trees to tie up your tarps or whatever. And then even coming up in here, I mean, that road gets really steep. You'd have to take your time and go really slow if you're pulling a trailer. I probably wouldn't see, like a tandem camper up in here. If you get here all the way here, you're certainly going to try and get up in here. And the steepest part is right at the end, right? It's right before this campsite. And then the next site to set up is right here on the right-hand side again. And it also has a little fire pit, picnic table, maybe a little bit more room. Could probably get a second person in here, a few tents. And then across the way, just over here on the left, there is an open spot. And, potentially you could set up in here, but it's not an actual campsite. So this would be number 7, and there's no fire pit, no picnic table at all. And up here, we'll get the second shitter, which I've enjoyed already. And then just over here, also on the left-hand side, is the next site, but it's rather close to the one that I'm probably gonna try and stay in. Fire pit, picnic table, and it's kind of like directly adjacent to this one, which has another picnic table and fire pit. This is kind of like a little loop around the trees, and I'm just parked down into the corner of it, but it leads right down to the water, obviously. And there's actually two little docks, and then a little platform right out there in the middle of the water. And to be honest, since being here, I've already heard a couple fish coming out of the water over in that direction. One just jumped over there, actually. And seeing as the fish are a little active and the weather has absolutely been awesome since I got here, and it rained on and off the whole 3-hour drive here, that I think I'm gonna, wow, big trout just came out of the water over there again. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna get the kayak in the water and just start fishing right away. So this way, if I spend a little bit of time on the water, and by the time I get back, I'll know if anyone else is coming, and if I'm setting up here, or if I'm gonna set up there, or if I'm gonna set up somewhere else. Okay, I think I'm loaded up with what I want to take. I actually, I can't find my gloves, or I ended up not bringing them. I bought a new pair of fingerless gloves to kayak with, and I can't find them anywhere. So I'm gonna kind of stick closer to this side. Wow, fish just came up right here. They're nibbling at the surface here, so. Oh, that's crazy. I just watched a fly skipping along the water, and a small fish just came up and took it. Okay, enough talking, we're getting in the water. Okay, so hopefully the wireless mic is working this time. Just coming out into this little pocket right here, and I keep on seeing fish jump out of the water or come right to the surface. And I mean, there's a lot of flies that are just landing, and that's definitely what they're going after. So hopefully the spinner bait that I have on my rod right now is going to attract them enough. I've got a MEPS #1 gold blade with gold body, single hook, barbed. That way, if I don't want these guys, I don't really have to keep them because they'll be much easier to release. And I'm using a 10-pound line with a 4-pound leader that's probably about, you know, 3, maybe 2.5, 3 feet long, with a swivel at the at that end of it. I don't know if you guys will be able to see that, the way it's vibrating there, and that MEPS there. Yeah, the wind just really picked up and it was pushing us towards the shore. And now that I've kind of like paddled into it a little bit, I just realized that I don't have the skeg on the back of the kayak because I'm doing a little bit of a zigzag. Now it does look like these dark clouds are moving in really fast over the mountain line there. I mean, believe it or not, there is a mountain kind of in behind that. And this eagle just went overhead. And, I mean, this camera's not going to pick it up, but he's over on right on the tip of that tree over there. Well, it is now raining, and those dark clouds are headed right in this direction. I've been out here for 32 minutes, and yeah, it's starting to rain. So I'm going to head back in right now. Okay, well, I'm really glad I made that decision because as it continues to rain here, a small creek is beginning to form down the driveway here, and it is all leading right into where I was. So there's a little pool starting underneath where I was parked, and then all around this picnic bench, all the water starting to accumulate really fast, make it all mucky. But me, I want to steal some of this firewood. This is all dry wood, it's just wet from the rain. And even though the rain has stopped, I really wanted to set up my tarps so that I had some rain cover of some kind. I didn't bring the bag of poles. I bought extra poles this year, and I've got all my paracord and the quick twisty tie things are in there. And I just, I must have took that bag into the garage and just didn't actually pack it. And now that it's stopped raining and the water's all smooth and, you know, there's some sun trying to creep its way back over here, it's really tempting to get back out on the water. I see some more fish coming out there now. So I'm just going to do a little casting from here and keep using this gold-bladed MEPS 1 leader line that I have on here. It's just a 4-pound. It's chameleon, maximum chameleon. Oh man, my eyes are getting so bad. I almost can't even see the thing. And in the water, it just goes completely invisible. So hopefully I can trick a bigger trout into chasing this to shore. The spinner looks really good in the water. Oh, I had one come at it. There's one follower. Oh, he's really small though. Okay, this looks really good. Had one good follower. He took a little nibble on it. I mean, he wasn't very big. The black flies out here are just crazy right now. Mosquitoes are bad, but the black flies are getting really bad. Okay, I think it's time to try something a little different. So I've got a much longer leader, and I mean, this stuff is so difficult for me to see. I'm going to start having to wear, reading glasses just so I can tie it off. And I got a kind of a rainbow trout colored rooster tail spinner. So let's see how this goes. Getting a little further casting distance out of it, that's for sure. Well, other than that one small fish that chased it in the beginning and actually nibbled the spinner a little bit, I didn't have any other bites whatsoever, even changing up to the other lure. And now that the rain started again, I'm not really interested in standing in it any longer. And well, it was just coming to mind how much colder a cooler stays at this time of year, and sure enough, I checked my mules. They were both frozen to begin with. They're still both frozen. So I think the chicken fajita stuff might thaw out first. So I've kind of got it sitting out, and hopefully, within half an hour or something, I can kind of throw it in the pot and warm it up. With no tarp set up, I've basically had to set up my little kitchen over here, and I've got enough of the chicken fajita stuff broken off the block that I'll be able to get this going. So yeah, I'm just letting the rest of this cool so it'll thicken up a little bit more. I've got my first one made up here in this tree branch. It only got in the way a couple times. But I've got, so that's chicken fajita mix, just basically chicken, some peppers, and whatever that seasoning is, alfalfa sprouts, and some salsa. Got some cheese on there, and I did bring out way too much cheese with me. There's no way I'm going to end up using it all, but time to eat. Well, it's raining hard again, and it's actually starting to kind of come in this direction, so I'm starting to get a little wet. And I do have my rain jacket on finally. I'm thinking I might actually have to jump into the Forester. It's starting to come down pretty hard. It's just on and off, heavy rain. I find it pretty funny that I got the bed all set up and I decided to run the engine, get some hot air in here. And for how warm it is and how dry I am and comfortable I am, and the sound of the boxer engine out of the exhaust, bum, 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 it's like lulling me off to sleep here. I'm trying to stay awake. And I really don't want to fall asleep this early, that's for sure. It's only like 8:30. But I noticed in my notifications that Greg Ovens, or Rocky Mountain Bushcraft, he's got a new video up that's over an hour long, so I'll get into that shortly. I do want to get to sleep early tonight so that I can try and get up early in the morning, and hopefully it doesn't rain all night and things start to dry up a little bit, and that we see a nice sunrise to start the day. And well, I just thought of something to make this experience a little better than what it is. Peanut butter cannabis cookies. Homemade. Just give me a second to get the light here. Wow, that thing's bright, man. Keep forgetting how bright that light is. I can see on the camera how bright it is. Just I'm about halfway through this. It's an hour and 40 minutes. I didn't realize, I knew it was, I saw it was an hour something. I just didn't realize an hour 45. And then to keep a little heat in here, I've got these little campfire canisters that you kind of light up and just sit there, and they put off this amazing heat. But kind of see here, it is an open flame. I don't recommend that you do this, but I mean, it puts off a lot of heat. I put my hand way up here at the ceiling, and I could still feel a bunch of heat coming off of it. And probably sitting it on the paper towel is another bad idea, but yeah, I'm just keeping a close eye on it, letting it keep this nice and warm. because I still have the tent on at the back here, so plenty of ventilation. But anyway, I'm just going to kind of finish this up and call it a night, and hopefully an early morning, so I will see you then. Well, it's morning, and I can't even believe it. It's 9 o'clock. I've woken up a couple times through the night, and maybe about 6 o'clock, 6:30, I kind of woke and didn't think I was going to fall back asleep, and then I just laid here, and eventually I did. And it's definitely those peanut butter cookies that really knocked me out. Yeah. Now, just as I was falling asleep last night, someone else did pull in. It might just be one single person, because they didn't make a lot of noise, and they were really quiet when they came in. Actually, yeah, I see one lady out there actually now. But it's time for me to get up. Well, I just made up some coffee, and I was gonna make some breakfast. I've just come to realize the next thing I forgot was the sausage rounds. So I've got eggs, but I guess I'm just having eggs. And there, you see it. Got a sliced tomato along with my eggs. And I forgot that I had grabbed these apple fritters, so I had one of those too. Now, it was pretty late getting up this morning, and then I ended up making my breakfast and just dilly-dallying around camp before I got going here. So I'm out on the water a lot later than I wanted to be, but the water's still nice and smooth. We got a lot of cloud cover, and I just started trolling, so I've kind of trolled back and forth a few times. I spoke with my the neighbors that I have in camp there, and he's fished for cutthroat out here quite a bit. So he said just right out in front there is where most of the catching happens. There's an outflow next to the wreck site, and I guess a lot of the smaller ones like to hang out there. Now, I've probably been out here for about 15-20 minutes and no bites whatsoever, and I don't have a camera rigged up on the actual kayak. I was thinking of just mounting this guy on my chest, and that way if anything happens I can just hit record and catch a fish on camera. Did he get off? Oh, fish on, people, fish on. He's only on the single hook, so nice little cutthroat. Come on, buddy, just relax here for a second. There you go, nice looking fish. Oop. He's already gone. I told myself the first one that I catch, I will let go. That was a nice cutthroat. There's a couple fish that keep on jumping just ahead of me here, and that's how I caught the last one. It literally came out of the water and I casted it right on top of it, and it took it so quickly. So now I'm just trying to do the same with the ones that are jumping right here. Or I suppose I could just land over here on this platform, tie up the kayak, and cast from here for a little while. Be my first time standing on the kayak. And if I just do this kind of slowly. Alright, that's how that's done. Well, I think they've just stopped biting altogether, because I really haven't gotten any nibbles for about, I don't know, half an hour or so now. The water's definitely a little rougher than it was when I first came out and it started raining. Just seems like they just stopped coming out of the water. They really wait for it to be nice and calm so those flies can start landing. Yeah, I think that's going to be it for now. Probably head back into the camp. I really wanted to get another fish, at least something that I could pan fry, because I really wanted to try some fish tacos tonight, or fish soft tacos. All right, now to get back into this thing without tossing it. And I tell you, this kayak is a complete game changer for me. I mean, just to be able to get out here, get out further on the water and actually catch fish, I mean, big change for this year. Well, it looks like I made the right choice getting off the water as quick as I did, because as soon as I got to shore, it started really coming down. And I just raced to get inside the Forester here. And now it's let up a little bit, but it's still raining pretty good out there right now. I'm gonna hunker down for a little bit, probably snack on some cheesies or Cheetos or something, and yeah. And look at that, about half an hour later, the sun's actually starting to poke through, some blue skies up there. So we're going back in. I got another one, and this one hit right at the boat. Right at, whoa, this one caught right at the kayak. One over here, buddy. Thank you very much. Oh, this is a good fish. Casted right on top of this one, just like I did the other one. Just in the corner of the mouth there. I don't have my pliers is the problem here. And they're really bad. Okay, we're just gonna have to put this guy out and deal with the hook afterwards. Okay. That is a very nice cutthroat. You can see those red markings underneath his jaw. He's got a little girth to him too. Just beautiful colors. Awesome, just awesome. And that's so funny because I was only out here for like another 20 minutes. It's just that change in the weather and the water going nice and smooth. I mean, it made all the difference. They just started getting really active. I was getting a bunch of little nibbles and tugs, and then finally this guy sat on, and he's definitely bigger than the last one. Really nice color to it. So I've got to say, I'm pretty stoked about that last catch, and buying the fishing kayak was definitely the right choice to make for this year. Not only because I wanted to get back to fishing, but just being able to get out onto the water and get that much further out away from shore is going to mean the world later on this season. I know it. Okay, definitely time to start some dinner. I've just got a pile of avocado margarine or whatever you want to call it. I don't know what you call it. And I'm just going to toss the fish into that. I've got some of this queso with jalapeno sauce to go on there. I haven't tried that before. There, it's gotten to the point where all the meat's just starting to fall off the bones. just a couple more minutes. I'll start loading up one. Alright, we're going to do up this one here. A couple pieces, bits and pieces that have fallen off already. A little bit more than that. There's a good piece. One more little piece. Now the fish is probably pretty hot, but let's see what this is all about. There, I picked him pretty clean. That was actually amazing. Okay, so we're headed into the evening. Got a couple trucks pulled in with a bunch of people that are back in one of those sites, just having a bunch of drinks, I guess. Campfire's going really good. And that's what our evening looks like. Now this camera picks up a lot more light than my last one, but it's definitely starting to dim down a little bit. So it's getting pretty late, and I'm just about kind of burned through my wood. And I'm literally just gonna finish this fire up really quick here and then find something good to watch, call it a night. So I'm all set up in the Forester, and I just kind of remembered that I brought this little USB lamp. Can change the colors on it. Got it from for like $3 or $4 from the dollar store. I'm going through some videos, catching up on some notifications, and I'm ready to crash out any minute now. I'm just trying to keep my eyes open. But I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. It's fucking cold. I was freezing last night, and I should have busted out the other camp heater that I had, but I just checked the weather, and it's like 2 to 3 degrees out right now, and it's going to stay like, I don't know, 6-7 degrees all the way till noon. So we are gonna pack up and get out of here. And I had a good weekend. It was a full weekend. I got the fish that I wanted, made up a campfire. So I think what I'm gonna do is just get packed up here. I may warm some water to make a coffee quickly, but maybe not. And then I'll just stop in Terrace to get a quick bite to eat as I pass through. But yeah, time to get packed up and get out of here. Well, here I am all packed up, heading back out the trail, kind of just passing the sign right here. It was a good trip. I'd definitely come back to Keynton Lake. Awesome place to go fishing. The Cutthroat are really aggressive, and it was just a good experience overall. And it's not like I couldn't have gone fishing this morning. You know, 5-6 degrees isn't that cold, but you know, after freezing all night long, I just feel like getting warm, getting some good food in my belly, and maybe taking a nap later on today. So make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. No, don't. No. No. I was thinking I'll just blah, 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 and blah, blah, and blah, 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 blah.